Hello, this is Ultra Titan Z, and this is my review of GLADIO, Monster Battles in the Alternate Dimension. I watched this film at its world premiere at G-Fest. Prior to viewing, I watched Yoshikazu Ishii's previous two films, Attack of the Giant Teacher and Yuzo, the Biggest Battle in Tokyo. Out of the three, I believe this one is the best. Each one is better than the last. All of his films have heart, but the first two were more comedic in tone, whereas this one took itself much more seriously. I asked director Ishii in the Q&A after the film why he chose to opt for a darker tone, and he said his previous two films were aimed at an older audience, so he wanted to make his next one for a younger one by dealing with serious issues young people face today, which resonated with me. The cast of characters compared to Attack and Yuzo is overall younger and have more tragic stories. If you haven't seen the film, I recommend checking it out before watching the rest of this review. Just don't go in expecting a big budget special effects feature with large scale set pieces. This is an indie project and was made on quite a small budget, but even with that limitation, it manages to deliver. Beware, the film deals with mature themes and the story is told in a non-linear fashion. Spoilers ahead. So we see this group of seemingly random people transported to this digital world to defeat a giant monster in order to return home. The cast gives solid performances, soundtrack is pretty good. It was interesting and surprising to see the mystery unfold of how the people got to the digital world. And that kind of setting hasn't really been used much in the genre as much outside of mainly Gridman, so that was cool to see. I do wonder if the idea for digital dimension came first, or the idea to utilize a setting that wouldn't require crowds of people to feel alive. Multiple suicide attempts occur throughout the film by different characters. It really is heart-wrenching stuff, and the film doesn't beat around the bush with it either. Their occurrences are sudden and shocking, and I could feel a palpable sense of unease during the showing because it was so unexpected. I like that the virtual world gave these people a second chance at life, a place where they could discover a renewed purpose. The rabbit character was amusing, appearing as a shifty con man with all of his catchy sayings in different languages and such. It turned out that there was more to him than expected, which I appreciated over him just being a form of comic relief. The special effects scenes in Ishii's films continue to improve. GLADIO is a great-looking monster. Even more impressive is that it was retooled from Yuzo's Virus King suit. I also appreciated how the special effects scenes were more evenly distributed throughout the film, and that we got full city set pieces compared to the last one, which was just the monster being superimposed over real cities through a green screen, which in itself isn't a bad thing, but I do love my model cities. The fact that those scenes were filmed outside against an open sky was something I can't really recall ever seeing before. So I thought that looked great. I also enjoyed the plethora of cameos from people within the genre. And the ending of the film left me satisfied and hopeful. GLADIO juggles the task of creating an entertaining special effects film whilst also crafting something narratively engaging on a micro budget. I'm glad to say it did not disappoint. In fact, it went beyond what I expected. When walking into it, the only thing I knew was that it was directed by Yoshikazu Ishii, who I didn't even know about before this G-Fest. I watched his two other indie kaiju films he made before this, because it was really shortly before, like a month. As soon as he was announced as a guest, I was like, well, I gotta see what this guy's about. So I checked out his previous two films. I'm glad I did. Just really endearing and humorous, but this one's something different and something special, and I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely be on the lookout to see what he works on next. Overall, this is an entertaining kaiju film that lifts above its weight in terms of story and special effects. As of recording, it hasn't had a wide release yet, but when it does, check it out if you can. This is Ultra Titan Z, signing off.